Hi, guys, and welcome back to the latest episode of our Turtle Up podcast. I'm your host, Harley, and I'm here with a familiar face from our last episode, our Turtle Up intern, Mary, and we are here today to talk about her new published book, Time to Turtle Up. Mary, if you want to give yourself a quick introduction and about your book, that would be amazing.
Hi, so recently I published Time to Turtle Up, which is a children's book that goes over ways to stay turtle safe when visiting the beach. So this might mean keeping lights off if you're staying along the coast so sea turtles don't get it confused with the moon, or making sure you keep plastic off the beach.
Perfect. So this is going to be like a Q&A session, and just to let our readers and our listeners know all about you and our book. So I think we're going to start with your time with Turtle Up. So our first question is, what inspired you to become involved with Turtle Up?
So I've been involved with Turtle Up for just over a year now. I heard about them at the Teen Eco Summit at part of the Columbus Zoo's educational events, and I was really inspired by what our founder, Corinne, had to say about the connection between culture and ocean, and how conservation is kind of a holistic thing. And I fell in love with the idea of working in education and decided to join Turtle Up.
I know, I think a lot of our interns kind of feel the same way. I've been with Turtle Up a little over a year and a half, and it's so rewarding just getting to be in the education side, so I totally get that. And then, why do you think environmental education is important, especially for our young readers?
Environmental education leads to a better care for the natural world. When we see sea turtles, if we don't understand what they are, what they eat, or where they live, we really don't care for them. So by providing an educational aspect of it, if it be through a classroom setting, hands-on learning, or a book, really motivates these young readers to care for the environment.
I love that. How can you care about something if you don't even know about it? So I think that's a really great reason. And so now to get into our actual Time to Turtle Up book, what inspired you to write the book?
I've always had a passion for writing and ocean conservation. My family frequently visits a beach, Sanibel Island in Florida, and it's a big nesting site for green sea turtles. And the other beachgoers, if it be local, if it be vacationers, really didn't know how to act around sea turtle season. They would dig these big holes that nesting turtles could get stuck in, and they would go and bother the nesting sites. And as somebody who was aware, it was really concerning to me. So Turtle Up, or Time to Turtle Up, the book's goal is to really provide that baseline educational piece of, hey, when you're visiting the beach, this is something you should be aware of, and hopefully it inspires you to go and do some deeper research about how to better be turtle safe.
I love that. I actually am a Florida native myself, so my favorite beach times were seeing the nests roped off, and so I think it's super important that people know about it. So I love that we have a book now that is easy to digest for our young readers for this purpose themselves, especially since Florida is such a big tourist destination. I think it's great.
Yeah. And I think something that makes Time to Turtle Up kind of unique is that when I was writing this book, I took the approach of not only the young readers are going to learn from this, but the parents reading it to them, the teachers, the librarians, of here's something I didn't know before, but now I do, and it's interesting. It's something you don't hear about every day, so you want to go and share it with others.
I think that's really awesome. Getting everybody involved with one book is an awesome accomplishment. And so, you kind of touched on this a little bit, but we just want to make it super clear. What message do you hope our readers take away from the book?
the main message I want kids to take away from the book is that sea turtle and other sea turtle and other ocean creatures are vital to our planet, and we should take care of our beaches and protect them.
Exactly. So I'm sure there were tons of moments that kind of like led to you writing the book, but was there like a particular moment or experience that really like sparked this idea?
Yeah, I think there might be one. Yeah. So if you're familiar with the movie Dolphin Tale, it
Of course.
follows the story of a dolphin in rehab at the Clearwater Marine Aquarium. So, of course, I went to the Clearwater Marine Aquarium, and they've got lots of different ocean critters there, including lots of sea turtles. And all of the sea turtles they had in rehab there were in there because of human induced issues, such as they were tangled in fishing line, or there was a boat strike, algal blooms caused by phosphorus in the water, which humans place there, causes the sea turtles to become sick. And so it was just really surprising that all of these, I guess green sea turtles aren't endangered anymore, but all of these sea turtles were in there because of things we've done as humans.
I think it's super cool that you like visited the sea turtles at the marine aquarium. I of course watched off Dolphin Tale, had to go visit it, but like Winter the dolphin was like the big thing for me when I was a kid. But of course, we don't just want to focus on our marine mammals. So I personally think it's super awesome that you took that away from it to really just like present the bigger issue. You know? Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So, when working with the illustrator, I, of course, looked through the book and the illustrations are amazing. So, what was the collaboration process like between you and our illustrator?
So the illustrator of the book, let me give her a short introduction.
Of
her name is
course.
Lucy Sams, and she's actually my college roommate's twin sister. That's how we connected. So it was really amazing having that connection, and it made it more personable. She's a student studying at Long Island University internationally, which gives her some crazy awesome perspectives of how the world works, which is exactly the kind of person you want to collaborate with when writing a book that takes place in both Africa, the United States, and coastal cities like Florida, in South America. Turtles are everywhere, so having her have that international perspective was pretty awesome. It was pretty fun to collaborate with her. She did an amazing job capturing the eyes of the readers by using these big bright colors and these very detailed designs of the turtle. And I really enjoyed how she also is familiar with sea turtle nesting sites, and she did such a good job adding the cultural piece of the book, such as drawing the beaches of Coco Brite, which is where Turtle Up has a field station.
I know, watching or like seeing her illustrations were amazing, and we did like do a shout out for Lucy again with her bio in our newsletter. So if you guys missed it, we are gonna have a blog coming out soon about the book. Mary, I don't think you knew about our blog, but it's gonna include everything about your book and as well as the bios for you and Lucy. So you guys should definitely check out the blog and obviously check out Time to Turtle Up. Just a quick plug for our author and illustrator.
For that.
I'm glad. It should be coming out within the next week or two, so definitely keep an eye out. And then, of course, the most important question, what was your favorite illustration in the book?
Ooh, all of them are so good. I think my favorite illustration, on the 4th page, there's a picture of a leatherback sea turtle coming up the beach to nest, and there's a sandcastle in the way. But Lucy does such a great job capturing the detail on the leatherback sea turtle, which I can imagine as an illustrator is incredibly challenging. And I love the way she has the sea turtle facing, that you can really see every last detail, and It's absolutely stunning. I highly recommend getting a copy of the book for yourself and looking at these awesome pictures.
I can attest, the pictures really good. And so to kind of move into like the broader picture, how do you hope your book helps inspire the next generation of environmental stewards?
So, Time to Turtle Up is not just a book for kids, but for families, for teachers, for librarians, for everyone. And it really tells you how to care about the environment that we live in. Through personal experience, I have found that when people leave plastic on the beaches or leave empty holes that turtles can get stuck in, it's simply because they don't understand the long term effect. So, this book is just a simple reminder that everything you do has an impact. You can relate it to sea turtles. You don't have to relate it to sea turtles. It just is a simple reminder that when, like what Jane Goodall once said, every single day you have an impact on the planet.
I agree. We talked a little bit about this in our last podcast, as you well know, as like even the little things can make a big difference, especially like when you're creating a negative impact, you can also like do the same thing and create a positive impact, like those small things. So I think that's super awesome that this kind of again like makes it an easier to digest way of just showing that like these are small things you can do. And so a great segue for this, what are some simple ways that children and their families and anyone else can help protect sea turtles and marine ecosystems?
There are so many ways, so many ways. So, when at the beach, number one, reduce plastic use. Recycling is important, and you should always recycle if or if not you're at the beach. But reducing is even more impactful because it keeps the plastic out of the ocean. There is no way that more plastic can enter the ocean if you're reducing. And be considerate of turtle nesting sites. Stay far back. Don't go in any area that's netted off. A big issue at nesting beaches is sandcastles and big holes provide barriers for mom sea turtles coming up onto the shore to nest. So make sure you fill in any big holes or castles at the end of the night. And then if you're staying on the coast, make sure to keep your lights off or your shades closed at night because it can be really confusing for young turtles. With all the light, they'll think it's the moon and go the wrong way and head away from the beach instead of towards it. So being considerate with your lights. And then if you go onto the beach at night, sea turtles can't see red lights. So invest in some red flashlights because they're super fun to use and they keep the beach's turtles safe. And then when not at the beach, again, reduce plastics and shops turtle safe seafood and tuna. There's a lot of illegal seafood harvesting that isn't great for sea turtles. They can get caught in the line, they can be harvested themselves. And so just being aware of the organizations you support in the seafood industry can be really helpful in the turtle conservation world. And then finally, though it is a hard topic, poaching, if you see jewelry that contains turtle shell or anything that you find that you're questioning, don't support it. Poaching is still a very big issue, so just being aware of that.
I think that's good. Like people can see like their lights or reduce their plastic use but still like support these jewelry operations. So I think it's great that you're like bringing attention to that and kind of to just bring it back to the book and keep it a little general. What advice would you give to aspiring authors who want to write about nature or conservation?
Ooh, okay. Writing and publishing a book is a challenging task. I can attest to that. It took me a year to write Time to Turtle Up and finally get it published. It's challenging, but it's so worth it. The environment is constantly changing, and for any environmental author, sharing your work is incredibly important in this day and age. If it be poetry, a chapter book, if it be artwork, it's inspiring, and it might be someone's reason they better care for the environment. So I highly encourage you to share it.
I think that's awesome. That is all of our like main questions, but we do have some kind of like fun fact questions that I think will help our readers really get to know you. And so we'll just go with those. So our first one is, if you could be any sea turtle species for a day, which would you choose and why?
I think sorry. I think I would be a green sea turtle. Those are my favorite. They're the only sea turtle I've seen in the wild before. And they're just super fun. They're beautiful. So definitely a green sea turtle.
Awesome. And what's your favorite sea turtle fact?
Ooh, okay. So did you know that the temperature of the sand determines a sea turtle's sex? And that's incredibly important in this day and age, because with climate change, the beaches are becoming warmer. And so there are studies showing that there are more female sea turtles than male.
I think that might be one of my like top 5 sea turtle facts. I just think it's so like interesting for them. And it's like opposite of other reptiles too. So, super cool. I love that one. And our last question. What is one thing readers might be surprised to learn about you?
Ooh, okay. So in my free time, I am a beekeeper.
Wow. That is super cool. Do you have beehives?
I do. I've got 2 beehives in my backyard. One has about 60,000 honeybees, and the other is newer and probably has closer to 30,000 honeybees.
Wow. That is super cool. So that is it for all of our questions. But Mary, I want to thank you again for joining me and talking about your book. I, for one, was super excited when I heard about it, and was super excited to like feature you in the newsletter. And again, looking forward to completing the blog we have about the book so more people can learn about it. But yeah, thanks again. Do you have anything
Thank
you'd
you.
like to add?
Yeah, so much. Just a little end note, the book is available for purchase on Amazon. It is $15, and all of the royalties that we're receiving for the book go directly to Turtle Up. They go directly to the nonprofit. And then if you see Turtle Up out in the community, we will most likely have copies of the books with us. And again, all of that profit supports the nonprofit.
Yes, and we have so many events coming up, like that we just recently did and coming up. So you guys should definitely go check it out if you are in the Ohio area or in Ghana. We do also do things there too. Or just come join one of our eco trips. Anyway, just support Mary and her book as well as Turtle Up, and keep an eye out on our social media and our website for anything new coming out. Mary, thank you again.
Thank you so much.